What's going on, good people? It's your boy Ira Day, and welcome to another episode of Daytime Sports.
Not reviewed. It would have to be called for from the booth inside of 2 minutes. Pass picked. Joe Schobert. Browns take over. It's been 635 days since the Browns have celebrated a win. They're a minute 21 away.
It's not over yet. It did now.
On second down and 12, Darnold airs it out. Downfield pass is picked by Mitchell. Browns are going to win.
Open the coolers.
And what a moment for number 6 to go out there, take a knee, and that'll end the night. It's reviewed because it's a turnover, and the clear pick is made as they revamp this secondary. Mayfield and the Browns get the win over the Jets.
Yes, yes, yes. The Baker Mayfield era has begun. Man, first of all, congrats to all the Cleveland Browns fans on that victory. Bruh, it's been a long time coming. Cleveland! Man, I ain't gonna lie. Don't nobody want to see a team or a franchise suffer like that. Now, when it comes to me, unless it's the Eagles, the Giants, the Redskins, or the Steelers, now those teams, they can keep losing for all eternity for all I care. But I ain't gonna lie, man. Last Thursday night, it was almost like I was a part of the dog pound for y'all, man. I'm serious, man. I was rooting, I was cheering. I was like, let's go, Cleveland. Baker Mayfield, get in that thing. Let's do this thing. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was hyped. I did kind of feel bad for Tyrod Taylor, though. Because in a way he brought it on himself because of his play. But then on the other hand, the offensive lineman wasn't blocking like that when he was in there, the way they was blocking for Baker Mayfield. And the wide receivers wasn't catching like that when he was in there like they were for Baker Mayfield. So, I mean, I'm just saying, man, like, but dude, like, wow. Man, I'm happy for y'all, man. I am. Cleveland, again, the Baker Mayfield era has begun. I believe that boy gonna be special. I felt like he should have been the number 1 draft pick in the NFL draft, and I was glad he did go number 1 because they kept talking about Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen, and they was cool, but the most proven and the person who just seemed like he had that it factor at the QB position in that draft was Baker Mayfield. I feel like y'all made the right choice. So I'm happy for y'all, man. I really, 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 really am, man. Like, 625 days since the Cleveland Browns had their first victory. Like, that's a long doggone time. That's a long time. And again, unless it's the Eagles, the Giants, the Redskins, or the Steelers, I don't wish that on nobody. But, hey, y'all did y'all thing, man. I hope y'all win more games this year. I hope y'all, the fans, I hope they do exceedingly above what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for you. As long as you ain't playing my Cowboys, you already know what it is. And with that being said,
Some emphasis to help out these receivers, and it has shown.
Rare throw. Pass is broken up, and now they're going to say catch and fumble. Thomas on the return. Gallup had it, lost it. They're calling it a catch, and Seattle takes over inside the 30. Gallup, the rookie,
challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass.
Thomas pins it against his leg. Is that what you saw, Mike Pereira?
Exactly what I see.
Easy catch. Beasley came away limping after that tackle. Here's one over the middle, in the air, and it is intercepted by Seattle and Earl Thomas as he bows to the Dallas sideline. Let's take another look.
Yeah, the ball gets tipped up, and Jarwin is basically just trying to knock the ball down, get it out of there, and pull it in. It's just the hot potato, and Earl Thomas.
Oh my gosh. My Cowboys. My boys. I mean, we pretty much reverted back to the offense we had in that Carolina Panthers game. I mean, the offense was anemic. Whatever could go wrong, did go wrong. It was pitiful, man. It was pitiful. And you could point to so many different things, man. I mean, from Dak holding on to the ball, holding the ball too long, from the offensive lineman not protecting, to the wide receivers dropping passes in their hands and it going into Earl Thomas' hands. Really, he had on the wrong jersey. I mean, like, dude, like, 2 interceptions by a dude that really should be on our team. And let's just be real. And that's facts. Both Dak's interceptions was off of the receiver's hands, or a receiver and a tight end, however you want to put it, into the player's hands that should have a star on his helmet. Earl Thomas, one of the best safeties in the league. You know, and our defense, man, I felt bad for the defense. I mean, they did the best they could. I mean, and not saying like they were flawless and they didn't make mistakes. They had 2 busted coverages. You know what I'm saying? They did have 2 busted coverages, but when you're on the field as much as they were, and, you know, you get tired. You start making mental mistakes and, you know, just all sorts of things, man. And our defense is better than it was before, but it's not elite yet. You know, we're not causing the turnovers. We can't rely on them to win a game for us. Now, we can rely on them to do their job and to play solid and to rush the passer and to put pressure on the quarterback and to cover well and to maybe, you know, have some pass defenses. But we can't count on them to get interceptions. It's been 3 games already. Our team don't have no interceptions. We do have a sack fumble and things like that, but just 1 sack fumble. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we only have 1 turnover so far this year. So, I mean, the defense has been solid and it's been good, but it's not on the level where our offense can be playing the way it's playing. If our offense is playing the way it's playing, or if we want to be this run, if we want to have this run attack with arguably the best running back in the league, then we need an elite defense. But if we're going to have the defense that we have right now, which is a good, solid defense that will be a top 10 defense, in my opinion, then our offense need to get it together, man. Our offense need to get it together. The play calling, come on, man. Where was the zone reads? Where was the read options? I mean, against the Giants, you know, where was the deep ball? Even if you do not connect on it, you keeping the defense honest. You keeping that in the back of their mind where, you know what, these jokers just might go deep one time, so I can't always play up on the box. Play up on the line. Them safeties, Earl Thomas being everywhere he needs to be because he wasn't worried about us throwing the ball past 20 yards. We got to do better, man. But it's only week 3, so I'm not panicking. I'm just saying. It's a little frustrating. It is, but I still believe in my team. I'm not giving. You never see me give up on them. I believe in my team. I believe that we can pull this thing together and we can get it right. And I believe we will. I believe we will. Even with Jason Garrett on the sideline clapping, doing his thing. I know a lot of people don't like it, but Jason Garrett, he is who he is. And he's not as much of a puppet as people think he is. Especially if you saw the Amazon Prime All or Nothing with the Dallas Cowboys. You saw that man really do. Behind closed doors, he be getting on that team. So you can't just always go by how the past was when it come to Jerry Jones and how the coaches he had and things like that. He showed me something in that series. So I'm Detroit coming up this week, man. I just hope, man, that we come out to play and don't come out flat. I mean, that's Seattle, man. I mean, and I'm in the early predictions talking about they not the same team, which they not, because the offense ain't like killers, but them 2 interceptions, the fumble by Zeke, I mean, golly, man. Zeke, best player on the field, 16 carries, 127 yards, averaging almost 8 yards a carry. And he made the mistakes at some crucial moments in the game. That pass that Dak gave him that should have been a touchdown, but not being aware of where you are on the field and stepping out of bounds. Come on now. The fumble, the drop pass. But regardless of the drop pass, forget the drop pass. Even if he dropped it once, you got to keep on trying to pass that man the ball. Everybody drop balls. Everybody drop balls. Come on, man. I mean, we're going to get it together. My boys are going to get it together. They will. They will. They will. Last game. Minnesota versus the Buffalo Bills. Minnesota, how? How? First of all, I had y'all defense on fantasy. And the week that I just know y'all gonna get me some points playing the Buffalo Bills, you stink up the joint, man. You stink up the joints against the Buffalo Bills. First of all, do you know what Bills stand for? Boy, I love losing Super Bowls. What are you doing? Like, you have an elite defense. Y'all making Josh Allen out here look like Mike Vick. Hurting over Anthony Barr like he just the best athlete in the world.
Anthony Barr coming up the middle, free safety, gotta get it go.
Allen steps up, jumps over the defenders to pick up the first. Now, how many quarterbacks have you ever seen hurdle anyone?
Goodness. Watch this.
This is a freak play.
Oh, okay.
No way.
Oh, my.
Wow.
And, who did he jump over? He jumped over, was it Barr?
It's Barr.
It's Barr. That's bad for...
Taking nothing away from Josh Allen. I ain't taking nothing away from him. He's a first-round quarterback. He got a whole lot of potential. But, I mean, come on, man. You hurdling over Anthony Barr like that? Like, for real, though? I mean, come on, man. Like, that's just crazy. You talking about Xavier Rose. You talking about Harrison Smith. You talking about Anthony Barr. You talking about Everson Griffith. You talking about Danielle Hunter. I mean, Trey Waynes. Like, what's the other safety name? Lord, Sendejo. Or Sendehu. Like, your defense is loaded. And you paid Kirk Cousins $84 million guaranteed. He was with the Redskins. Y'all know how I feel about the Redskins. I'm not going to go into that. But Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback, regardless of what anybody says. I feel like he's a good quarterback. But the whole team, I mean, the offense, the defense, that was... And I know it's the NFL. Any given Sunday you can be beat, regardless. But still, man, I the way the Bills was looking the first 2 weeks, like the worst team in the NFL, and y'all as loaded as y'all are, make them jokers look like they doggone mans to be in the same stadium. I'm done. And again, man, y'all only score Minnesota defense. You scored 5 points for my fantasy, man. Y'all lucky I still won. And that was only because I had Todd Gurley and Robert Woods, and they went off for me, so I won this week. But my gosh, 5 points. Y'all defense gave me some good points them first 2 weeks, man. And then you play the Buffalo Bills. I'm thinking y'all gonna give me about 30, and you get me 5. But it's okay. It's all good. It's all good, man. But, man, it was a good week of football, man, in spite of my Cowboys losing, man. That's another episode of Daytime Sports 24. Again, if you have any questions, any comments, leave them down below. And I promise you, I'll get back with you. If you want me to talk about anything, if you want me to talk about your team, I'll do that for you. Just let me know. And I'm going to do it because that's what we do here on Daytime Sports 24, man. NFL edition. Holla at ya boy.